Autobots, transform!
What is up, Transformers family? Welcome back to another one of George Reviews. I am the 80s Transformers fan, and today, of course, you knew I would be reviewing Yellow Cliffjumper because I just reviewed Red Cliffjumper. The best thing about reviewing this, I get to challenge myself in reviewing the exact same figure, but basically in a different color, but making this review new to the people who saw the Red review. And a lot of you might be asking, well, because I do bonus reviews, why wouldn't he just bonus review this figure? Because I wanted to give it its own spotlight because someone may have only had this figure. And I don't think it's a lot of Yellow Cliffjumper reviews up on YouTube. So I could be the first, hopefully the best at reviewing this figure. But you're still going to hear some of the same things because it's the same figure, just a different color. And I am going to start by telling you he comes from the micro change line from Takara, which is where Hasbro imported the license to make the Transformers. And he came in multiple colors over there. Obviously, this is one. People always say this is leftover stock from their line that they just gave to Hasbro, and Hasbro just slapped them on a card, didn't even make it a different person. And the micro change line, he was a 1-to-1 scale size toy, and he was also based on a penny racer. I know you've gotten this information before. Unless you're watching this video for the first time and haven't seen my other videos, he was actually based on a penny racer, and you would take a penny and insert it in the back of the real penny racer car right here and pull it back. It was motorized, and it would take off and do stunts and everything like that. But anyway, fast forward, they made it into a Yellow Cliffjumper, and he was released on a blister car in the United States in both red and yellow. He had a listening and fun cassette tape release where he was released with an audio tape that you can listen to in both red and yellow. So anyway, he became the Yellow Cliffjumper, which a lot of people confuse with Bumblebee. And I'm going to go ahead and do a little spoiler thing. A lot of people actually confuse this guy with Bumblejumper. Now, but he's going to get his own review, so I'm only going to put him out here for a second. But Bumblejumper is a completely different car, you guys. So everybody in the comment section that think this is Bumblejumper, it is not. Take a good look because he won't be out here any longer. So anyway, Yellow Cliffjumper. He has the exact same story, exact same profile and everything. So I'm going to take a look at Yellow Cliffjumper. And he's based on a Porsche 911. And taking a look at him, he has a molded in bumper in plastic. They didn't bother painting it or coloring it in any color. I guess because the real car is not painted in. It's the same color as the car. You can see molded headlights. It's a little bit difficult for the yellow. You can see the little vent on the hood molded in right there. You can see molded in mirrors on both sides just a little bit. No molded in door handle, but he does have a molded in gas tank right there, if you can see it. See, I told you I can give you something different to look at from the Cliffjumper review, and he has some molded in tail lights. They're big and blocky, but they're molded in. He has a little sticker on the square that houses the head. This little sticker is different than the sticker on the back of Bumblebee. Two completely different things. I wonder what they were originally meant for. I bet you they had a function. It's not just decoration because he has gauges on his. 2 gauges right there set at different points. And a couple dials. And I guess these are like power readings going up and down. Or whatever. I bet they had a function. Pretty sure of it. But it is identical to Cliffjumpers because they were the same, just different color guys. So on to this guy's transformation. You just pull his feet out like so, rotate them up, then turn them to the standing position. See if I can get a wider shot. Pull his arms out, and we're almost done. Now this guy, although he's in good condition, but his arms are pretty loose on this side, and this is a common issue with these guys. It's an easy fix. You could put a dab of fingernail polish or floor wax. I use crazy glue. Crazy glue is much more dangerous, but it's much faster for a lazy guy like me. You just have to pay attention to it till it dries. You have to keep moving it till it dries. But I haven't bothered to do it because he's mostly a display piece for me. On the other hand, this one is real stiff. It's not going anywhere. We got the and this one's not going anywhere. Oh, and then it fell. So taking a look at his face. Again, exact same face as Cliffjumper, and his face was molded so well. I mean, he looked just like this on a cartoon. A slight flare out. Well, the red version looked just like this on a cartoon. A slight flare out at the bottom of the helmet mullet thing on the cartoon, but he was very faithful. And while I wasn't in love with everything the cartoon did, but I did like it when the Transformers looked like the cartoon. Oh, and I forgot to mention, this is the rub symbol version. And it doesn't have the sticker. And I prefer the sticker. And what you would do, you would just rub this to see what faction they were. And back then, this was proof of the Transformers' authenticity. Something I still don't understand. How can you copy a patented toy and then have to patent something else on the toy, but they can't copy this? But now the KO people copy this as well. You can get this in a package too. I think you got to put it on yourself though. But oh, someone once told me that when Hasbro released this, the patent was still pending in the United States, so people were able to copy them before the patent rights were fully handed out to Hasbro. So that might be it, but I don't know that for sure. I just heard that some people told me that in the Transformer community that the patents were still pending, and these guys were just knocking them off left and right. So yeah, that's the rub sign. Proof of authenticity, maybe. Now, my story for this guy, I did not have Yellow Cliffjumper as a kid, but I almost did. When I first saw Bumblebee in stores, I didn't know who he was because the cartoon hadn't aired. And then he was a mini guy, and I didn't know anything about him. They hadn't ran a commercial. I'm like, what are these? These are like baby Transformers. And I didn't want a baby Transformer. I wanted Prowl and Blue Streak. Sideswipe, Jazz, like what are these? So I passed on Bumblebee, and then the cartoon came out. He got popular, and Bumblebee disappeared from stores completely. And every time I would go to the store to try to find Bumblebee, Bumblebee would be my mission, and all the other Transformers would be sold out. And I would see this guy, and I would see Cliffjumper, and I could have got Cliffjumper. But I was hell-bent on getting Bumblebee. I eventually had Cliffjumper as a kid. It was my favorite Minibot. But every time I looked for this guy, it was like, boom, boom. These two. And the aforementioned Bumblejumper. I would see Bumblejumper all the time. It's funny how this guy has become so rare. And he was hanging on the peg. Sometimes it would be just him. 6 of this guy, just him on the pegs. And now he's rare. He's the most expensive Minibot of them all. And don't let me get into the other colors. But anyway, this is Yellow Cliffjumper review. And I kept passing on this guy, And one day I almost broke down and got Yellow Cliffjumper and made him my Bumblebee. And I'm taking it to my mom, who's already at the register. And as I'm walking away, I see on the bottom shelf where some kid, I guess, put it back, dropped it or something. And I saw one lonely Bumblebee. And my eyes lit up, and I grabbed and I ran to the register, and I got Bumblebee. But this guy was almost my childhood Bumblebee, but he was not. So my question to you, was he your childhood Bumblebee? Did you have this guy as a kid? Was he your only one? Did you have the entire group? Who did you have? Please leave me your Transformer story down below, because this is what these reviews are about. I want to talk to you guys, want you guys to talk to me and tell me your story. In this countdown, Yellow Cliffjumper does not have a number. He will not be checked off of the list because he doesn't appear on the list. This is simply just a bonus review because he is a variant. And numerically, this makes Cliffjumper the second variant in the 1984 wave of Transformers, but he is not the last, so stay tuned. And now I want to get this guy sized up. We are going to do a variant comparison style rundown. Of course, red Bumblebee. Here he is with the orange rat bat wing thing. Blue Ravage. Okay, here he is with Diaclone kickback. Here he is with Shattered Glass Soundwave. Here he is with King Poseidon, the Ivory Seacon set. Blue Diaclone Slag. You guys had enough? I can keep going. The Black Power Master Optimus Prime. The Orange Fire Guts Optimus Prime. Had enough yet? Okay, here he is with Red Hulk, and here he is with Gray Hulk. What? You the one that wanted more variants. And here he is with the red hotspot Guard City. You think I'm playing with you? Huh? Here he is with Red Mirage.
I can do this all day.
Yeah, I know.
It ends now! Final
Variant power almost drained. Cliffjumpers, and I want to thank you for joining me for this short and sweet review. The reviews where every toy has a story.
Autobots, transform!